The following podcast is recorded and produced by Emerge, a media creators co-op, in affiliation with the network at bicbp-radio.com.
Jumped the gun there a little bit.
Jumped the gun a little bit. Hello and welcome to episode 53 of the Big YAC Podcast. It is I, Mike Pareto, alongside me as always, Nico Benny, and we have a special guest today, first comer, Nick Mancari. How are you?
Doing great, man. I'm finally able to get on here.
Yeah.
Thank God. I'm always out of town since I moved, so it's pretty nice that I finally get on here with you guys. It's pretty cool.
Nick is a native of Las Vegas, born and raised. Then he moved here and then now lives there again. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Nick. You're a very interesting man.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
The most interesting man this side of Grand Island.
So, born in Las Vegas originally, lived there for a number of years, and my dad sort of got me into the sport of racing originally. He was a race car driver for a little bit. He raced legend cars and then started to do factory stock. My mom actually did a couple of races too. Did some super stock races at the Bull Ring in Las Vegas, Nevada. So lived there for a little bit and then finally moved up here where the rest of my family is, and that's how I got into the Bills, because back then Vegas didn't have any sports teams. Mm-hmm. They didn't have any. I mean, all they had was UNLV basketball. Now they got almost everything. They're getting a baseball team pretty soon. But
Oakland Athletics.
Yeah.
Will you be
They're getting all the Oakland teams.
for the A's?
I don't
A's
know.
guy?
Never
Oakland's
really
not even
been
that
much
bad
into baseball, but I like the Knights though, and they finally got
they won a
championship.
cup.
They already won a championship after being around for like 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all the expansion teams are winning, or not winning, but they're good.
I know.
Off the rip.
It's sad, man. Vegas already got championship. Buffalo doesn't have any.
No.
Oh my God. But anyway, so my dad, he moved back there. He moved away at the same time that we did. He moved back there about a year and a half ago, and I was just like, you know what? I think it's time for a change. So I moved out there with him, and now I'm starting to get back into the racing. I did some shifter carts when I was little, and then I did bandoleros, which is like a mini little race car. But now, like, I've always wanted to get back into it, and finally I'm getting the chance to race at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, so it's going to be pretty fun.
We're excited for you, man.
Yeah.
We have a picture of the car that you guys are working on. They're
Yeah.
currently building a race car.
Yes, so that is the day that we bought it. That's the day that we pulled it into the shop. It's going to look like that. It's going to look a lot nicer than that when we're done.
It already looks pretty nice.
Yeah, it's all right. We've done a lot of work to it in the last 4 months. Completely new parts all the way underneath. We've torn it apart from the top down. New engine, new transmission, new suspension. I mean, everything. It's going to be I think it's going to be a pretty competitive car. It's really all up to me, to be honest, because I got a pretty good team behind me.
Yeah.
So.
And you also happen to be close friends with the Bushes.
Yes. So, being from Las Vegas, Kurt and Kyle Busch, they're originally from Las Vegas as well. We've always been good family friends for a long time. So, through the years, I've always just got to know, especially Kurt. He's been like a older brother to me, I would say. So, I've got a pretty good mentor with that, being he's a Cup Series champion and future Hall of Famer for NASCAR. So, it's pretty cool.
I remember
Good supporting cast for sure.
Yeah.
I remember we're in the car and we're driving, I think somewhere. I think we're going to like the bar, and he gets a phone call and he's just casually talking to.
It was FaceTime.
FaceTime.
No, it was right after we beat the Rams, because Kurt was in town for Vegas, and there's a Bills bar there called Johnny Mac's. Remember I took you to Johnny Mac's?
Yeah.
And Kurt, I've got him into the Bills now. So Kurt's a little bit of a Bills fan now too.
Yeah.
So,
Everybody
yeah.
who likes NASCAR, Kurt Busch, likes the Bills.
Yes, he does.
Kurt
Yes.
Busch, big Bills guy.
Big Bills guy.
Yeah.
And you have a little bit of a football background too. You used to play football?
A little bit. I started playing in middle school for the NWA Wildcats for Niagara Wheatfield. And the only season I played with them, we went 10-0, which was pretty cool. We were little kids.
Born winner.
And then played, throughout high school for Niagara Wheatfield on the Falcons. So a little bit of football there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You played receiver?
Wide receiver and outside linebacker.
Yeah. Do you have any stories you want to add?
Man, I don't know if I could say some of the stuff that we did, man. Our coaches would probably kill us if I said some of it, so I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Anybody who's listening who played on Wheatfield would know.
Yeah, we're going to be having other Wheatfield alum, Jordan Parks, quarterback, former teammate. He's going to be coming on soon, so we'll see. But, yeah. We're going to
Before you switch, I have a question about the racing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you guys name your cars?
We do name our cars.
Like
I haven't
horses.
come up.
I've always wondered, like, do they have
Yes.
like it's low key because obviously you don't like go around and say like this is their name, but I'm like they got to name their cars.
Yeah. So our team, we've got, I think, including mine, we've got 5 race cars, 3 late models, a factory stock, and then my super stock. And we've got Henry. We've got Sugar, and we've got Tyrone. And then we're building another one right now. I don't think it has a name right now, but it will eventually have one.
The
But
car that you just bought, does that have a name yet?
it doesn't have one yet. I don't know what I'm gonna name it.
Yeah.
I gotta feel it from in here. I gotta drive
Yak.
it and figure out what it is. Yeah.
Can we slap a Big Yak sticker on the back of it?
I already told Mike.
Yeah,
I
he
said,
told me,
I
yeah.
already
Really?
want one. Yeah.
Oh, let's go.
Absolutely. Slap it on the back so when I'm passing people, they can see Big Yak.
Big Yak. Bleep you.
Yeah.
Kind of like Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
If you don't like the Big Yak, then
Yeah.
I can't say the rest of it.
I got to drive a full-size race car for the first time a week and a half ago, and that was
How'd
a
that
blast.
feel?
Oh, it was so much fun. Sherry Goldstrom, who owns Nostalgia Street Rods Museum in Las Vegas, she has a race car, and she's a badass. She's won races. She finished 4th in points this year, and she was just like, you know what, Nick? I think you should drive my car for a couple practice sessions. And I was like, are you serious? Because it's a lot of money. These race cars are not cheap. No. And she let me drive it, and it was like, dude, I've been waiting a long time to drive a race car, and I was a little bit too excited because I went out there and I just overdrove the hell out of the thing. Just drove it so deep into the corners, sliding it around. My spotter thought I was going to destroy it. He was just like, dude, you need to chill out.
Pull back.
You are way too excited.
I want to go fast.
Well, dude, because it's like, you drive a race car. It's so cool. Like, you're sitting in there, you got your gear on. It's a manual. You got all the buttons and stuff. You flip up like a fighter jet.
Right,
You
like
pull
it's
out
not
there,
no like
loud.
Honda Civic on the inside. You're in like a cockpit.
That's a show at him right there.
Yeah. Hey, what do you got against Honda
Yeah,
Civic?
but you got Honda Civics,
Hey, listen,
man.
I drive a Ford Ranger. So.
No, but I pulled out there and all them green lights came on and I was just wham all the way to the floor and drove it in way too deep and I was like, okay, we got to get serious here. But yeah, it's a lot harder than it looks. A lot of people think it's just turning left. But there's a lot more that goes into it. A lot more.
There was a story that you wanted to share with the viewers that you mentioned last night.
Yeah, I talked to you about it.
You came into the gym while I was working.
Yeah.
And,
like 5 days ago, I got into like a major car accident right when I was working. Yeah, we were just me and a couple of friends that I work with. Were pulling into a Walmart, and this drunk driver just comes out of nowhere and just T-bones us. Ooh. And we damn near rolled. I mean, it picked the whole right side of the car up, and then.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
That's what I asked him. I was like,
I mean, I had
okay?
a pretty bad headache, but that was about it. I was lucky because it hit like kind of on the side that I was sitting on, and he was actually going so fast he jumped over a median and then into the driver's side door of this poor lady that was just sitting there. Older lady, yeah. So I got out of I made sure everybody in the car was okay. I got out, made sure she was okay. And then I look over at the guy, and he's like stumbling out of the car, and like a movie dude, the beer cans literally fell out of the door. Boy. Like you open the door, and the beer cans are like ding ding ding, all fell on the ground. Yeah. And I actually started laughing.
It's like that's one of those moments where it's like so like it feels like it's scripted. Where you're like,
I know,
you can't.
Like,
write
are you
this.
kidding me, man? And speaking of Ford Ranger, he was in a Ford Ranger.
Wow. It wasn't me.
But I literally started laughing because I was like, dude, you are screwed when the cops pulled up. And they pulled up, and he actually started getting belligerent with them. And they just arrested him right on the spot. That was it. Took him right away.
We're raising the awareness for drunk driving.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Don't
do not
Don't
drink
do
and
that.
drive. because you can hurt a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy could have hurt all 4 people that he ran into that day. So definitely do not drink and drive.
You're glad York came.
It's never worth
Yes.
it.
We're going to start our show with a little bit of content feedback. Recently, we've had a week on Threads. That's
It's been a
big.
solid week.
Yeah, it's been a solid week. 150 plus
around
followers.
there,
In a week. I mean, that's pretty good. It's pretty good.
It's especially in the first few days. I mean, it was just like follower after follower after follower. And what's pretty cool that I noticed on Instagram is like your Threads tag is like the number person that you were to signed up. Yeah. Big Yak Podcast is like it's a 6-digit number. It's 193,000th. We were like right around there. I haven't seen anyone below us actually.
That's pretty early because
it's
from what I've seen, I'm seeing like 3 million or 10 million.
We are
or something like that.
We
we're
joined,
a
like,
Threads
early.
OG. Yeah, I think it was like 15 minutes after launch that we joined in, and I mean even then 193,000th.
We were about to go live, and you put in the thing to join. So yeah, we're early.
It's fun. It's been good. It's we'll start to branch into having some more exclusive content on there. I think that we'll start to see, especially like fantasy ADP, things like that, players to target, whatnot. I think that'll be a lot of what we post on there, along with all of our reels and our TikToks and whatnot. But we're looking forward to it, and it's pretty exciting that we're already starting pretty strong on Threads.
Mm-hmm.
Is it pretty similar to Twitter?
It's the better version of Twitter.
It's better than Twitter?
Yes.
Because I
It's
never
like-
really was on.
It's just
have a
like
Twitter,
it's all
I
the
just never-
BS that Twitter brought, and had, and it's like not a lot of that's on.
It's like clean Twitter.
It's like a cleaner Twitter. I don't know.
Not
about,
like clean, not clean like kitty, but like clean like minimalist.
Okay.
Like it's just text.
Yeah, it's very minimalist,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. It's like it's satisfying how like they do need
It's
to
not
add
as
a couple
unhinged
things.
as Twitter, because I know Twitter can get crazy.
It gets Twitter gets crazy. It's
Twitter
not as
gets
crazy.
belligerent.
See,
Twitter
Twitter actually, they just officially allowed adult content on Twitter.
Oh wow, they're really trying to boost their.
Just now? I thought that'd been on.
Right, that's what I thought.
I that shit's been getting through on Twitter a long
I was gonna
time.
say, I have a couple followers that retweet some very
Some sus-
questionable things, and I'm like, why you? I'm like, don't you like have like jobs? People who have like are probably gonna look at that.
Yeah.
Like, oh my
7
God.
a.m. on a Monday
a little
morning.
pride, like
We wake up, go to
Crazy
work.
shit.
I'm not even gonna
You're
get
like-
into that. I was about to say something crazy. But I want to talk about the TikTok that we made. Nico pushed out a number 2 receiver TikTok video. We talked about it last week on the show, and
I didn't think my take was that hot, but apparently it was.
it was the first half was fine, the Waddle one, because there was people that agreed, but I think from what I saw was like the 25 out of the 32 teams.
or
was
it's like
like-
okay, like
Yeah.
I was thought about like going and responding to each person, but there was like I can't. I'm not gonna sit here and troll online.
Right.
But I still stand by the fact that there are 25 teams that would Jalen Waddle would be their wide receiver 1.
Yeah, and then there's a couple other comments where they're making cases for T. Higgins. I saw a lot for Tyler Lockett.
See, like he's a very, very good wide receiver.
he's reliable.
Better than Jalen Waddle, though?
right.
He's not
exactly.
better than Jalen
That's-
Waddle.
Yeah.
Jalen Waddle. I saw a lot of T. Higgins. I saw a lot of Devontae Smith, and a lot of those are Bengals fans and Eagles fans being like,
Biased.
"Hey,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a Bills fan, and I'm saying that Jalen Waddle's the best number 2 wide receiver in the league."
Right. So you just gotta be real.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
Yeah.
Right. The
You
stats
know.
and the numbers speak for themselves. So I just want to say you're all wrong. I'm right.
He's
and
right.
There's no going back from that.
Yeah, it's like if we went out here with like Gabe Davis, best number 2 receiver in the NFL, I think everybody would look at us like we're crazy.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, so
exactly.
it's and no offense to Gabe Davis, but let's be real here.
Jalen Waddle
Real.
exists.
There's like a solid like good handful of receivers better than Gabe Davis.
Well, I think
Maybe
if
like
you would have, like, a season ago said that after that playoff game, I think a lot of people might have agreed.
they might have, yeah. It's just, but that was I think a lot of recency biased. And it's just listen. Everybody was hyped, in Buffalo was hyped over that game.
The
Not
whole,
every-
I think the whole league was hyped
Yeah.
over that
Yeah.
game. I mean, the Bills came out as the Super Bowl favorites for the next year immediately
Yeah,
because of how we played in that game, even though we lost.
Yeah.
But-
should have won, but things happen.
Yeah.
And it is, you know, you just don't see that in the playoffs. You know, it's probably one of the greatest playoff performances by a receiver, you know, we've ever seen.
In recent times,
In recent times especially. So, I mean, but yeah, we're not going to be biased here and say that he is, but you know, we're being real. Jalen Waddle right now is number one. But the people who do say Higgins and Devontae, I mean, realistically, they're close.
They're arguable. Like,
you know.
I'm not gonna be like like there's no leg to stand on. There are arguments for them, but right now, I mean, the stats speak for themselves. The talent speaks for itself. The draft capital speaks for itself. I mean, all of that kind of gets factored in.
Yeah. And Devontae Smith didn't even have the greatest rookie season last year. I mean, I know he was kind of thrown out there as the receiver one with Philadelphia's, like, you know, Jalen Hurts wasn't what he is now, you know, but Jalen Waddle, when he came in the league, he came in with
immediately.
a splash. It was a splash immediately. So
I will say Devontae Smith helped me a lot on fantasy.
oh yeah, for sure. You know, he's my
Helped me a lot.
keeper in a league, in a keeper league. So I'm like very very happy with that. So I also did some bracket challenges.
You were
on
getting some heat
TikTok.
on your end too.
Yeah, I was getting some heat on my end, and it wasn't even. I didn't even think it was that bad. We got a couple comments. I did quarterbacks and then I did running backs, and the running backs one were the ones that got the most like heat for. Take a quick look right here. The running backs I picked Joe Mixon over Aaron Jones. And so the reason why I picked that is I think they're very neck and neck, especially in like ADP, you know, fantasy wise. But in real life, I think that the Packers like AJ Dillon a decent amount. I think you could even go on a limb and say that Aaron Jones is 1A, Dillon's 1B. And so, and especially Dillon's just getting better too.
Yeah,
he's
he's
he's a
thick.
younger back.
He's thick. You see them
He's
thighs
thick.
on
Yeah,
him,
they're
man?
two
He's
different
thick.
running backs. They're two different.
He was tearing
running
up the
backs.
Bills last year. That second half of that Packers game.
Yeah, and I think, you know, he's just getting better and better. So with Cincinnati, they don't have Samaje Perine anymore. Their backup running back, I think, is a rookie that they drafted. I could be mistaken. I think it was like a 4th-round rookie. I can't think of his name.
Chris Evans? No, Chris Evans is second year, but I know who you're talking
Yeah, it's another guy. I can't think of his
Joe
name.
Mixon's a
off the
bit
top of my head.
injury prone as well.
That's the thing. Yeah, Joe Mixon has also been injury prone.
Yeah.
But you look at those two offenses, and Joe Mixon, when he's healthy, he is out there and he is performing well.
Yeah, for sure.
You know.
He's a good receiver too.
Yeah, they can throw to him out of the backfield. But it's just with Green Bay, there's more. We need to find more of an identity without Aaron Rodgers there. We don't really know what a full season of Jordan Love is going to bring to us.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's more. It's more of like the safer pick, I guess, was Joe Mixon in my mind. You know, I didn't think it was that crazy, but TD over here said Mixon over Aaron is crazy. He spelled Aaron wrong.
Come on, man. Aaron.
It was ARON.
Aaron, like the Pokemon. Aaron.
Yeah, and then I picked James Conner over Jamal Williams.
See, now I disagree with you there too.
Okay.
That one was kind of hot. That was a hot take.
I only did that because in New Orleans, Jamal Williams went to New Orleans. A lot of those touchdowns were from the goal line.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I like James Conner a little bit more. If he stays on there the full season, if he's healthy, they're going to rely on him a lot because of Kyler Murray's injury. So I think he's going to have it all depends with Alvin Kamara too. If Kamara gets suspended, that's a big thing. And then we're going to talk about that too because the other video, there was a Kamara take. But I don't know if he replicates what he did last year. But I could see the argument, for sure. I said true, but he signed somewhere to be a backup. If Kamara misses time, then I would change my answer. Point blank. So then we go to the next video. We'll continue that with Kamara. And I picked Alvin Kamara suspensionless over Breece Hall. And
That's another hot take.
it is a hot take, but you know, last 2 years, Alvin Kamara has been a late 1st-round pick, too. So last year, I mean, the Saints were just a mess. Any team in the NFC South was a mess.
Yeah.
So they get Derek Carr. I think their offense gets a little bit more of an identity. They get more passing. I think we're going to see more of that like pre-COVID Alvin Kamara. But, I mean, he hasn't been bad. I mean, he's finished top 20 running backs every year of his career.
Do we know what Breece Hall can do?
And that's another thing, too, is, like, I need to see more.
That injury.
I need to see
so
more
we need
Breece
to
Hall.
see like a full season or maybe at least 8 games out of Breece Hall so we can really see.
Yeah, Breece Hall, I think
valid.
he played 7 games. We didn't get a full season out of him. But what we saw from Breece was good.
He did, yeah. The Jets
So-
had one of the best drafts last year, definitely.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. The thing about Breece is, like, I just need to see more. And that was the thing is, like, if we're going to go safer pick, if Kamara doesn't get suspended, then I am taking Alvin over Breece. Dynasty, I'm taking Breece any day. Any day.
Yeah.
That's no-brainer.
Right.
Redraft, though, I like the safer pick with Kamara if he doesn't get suspended. I keep reiterating that because, that's, like, the big thing here. If he gets suspended, I see his ADP on Sleeper and, like Yahoo, and it's down there with, like, David Montgomery.
Yeah.
It's, like, down there. And I think it's only down there because of the suspension looming.
Well, let's talk about that. Alvin Kamara pled no contest in 2021 to that Las Vegas assault case. And now that the criminal prosecution has ended, the NFL can finally subject Kamara to disciplinary action if they choose to, which I'm going to assume that they will.
Yeah.
My guess is he'll get 6-game suspension to start the season. That's my take. I mean, the NFL could do more or less, but it seems pretty standard in these kind of cases that, it's going to be a 6-game suspension to start the year, which, that has fantasy implications for Jamal Williams. That has fantasy implications for Kamara himself, of course. I mean, you could probably steal him, like you're saying, like down deep low, especially if you're doing like a best ball draft. Snag Kamara and then just stash him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
If you're
that's
looking to make a playoff run late, you're willing to give up that little bit at the beginning of the season, and then you could take him a little bit later.
It's a lot like DeAndre Hopkins last year. Like, how many teams that were in the playoffs or that won leagues had DeAndre Hopkins because he had that deep stretch where it's like that. Yep, that's DeAndre Hopkins, and you got him for a bargain in drafts last year.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Kamara gets suspended. I'm streaming Jamal Williams any day.
Easy.
And that's just the thing, though, is like with Detroit last year with Jamal Williams, I just felt like DeAndre Swift was just not the DeAndre Swift that we knew. He was a shadow of himself.
He's hurt.
He was hurt. He had multiple injuries. It's just so then Jamal Williams gets sprung into that, starting running back role, and then with how good their offense was, they're in the red zone a lot. So you get a guy like Jamal Williams down there, you're gonna, take advantage of him. You're gonna, use him. He's a powerful back.
Yeah.
So, I do agree with that. If he gets suspended, stream Jamal Williams all day, and I'm taking Breece Hall over him in fantasy. So,
Speaking of Breece Hall, how about the Jets?
Jets,
Hard knocks.
Jets. That's interesting, and with Hard Knocks, it was a little bit of a mess in the decision making process, up to this point, because there was like a bunch of teams that were in the running. Not a lot of teams really wanted to be, on
How do
Hard
they make
Knocks.
that decision?
It's
Which
all.
team every year is going to be on Hard Knocks?
I
mean,
think HBO, the NFLPA, and the NFL themselves all, to my understanding, I think they all kind of collaborate, and every team is subjected. Like, they basically are signed up to be like, okay, like you get to be picked in the pot, and then as the season comes to a close, as the offseason starts, I think from my understanding, HBO narrows it down to like 5 or 6 teams. And then you see that report come out where it's like these teams are all slated to be up next for Hard Knocks, or one of these teams will be the next year's Hard Knocks. And then I think they just, honestly, they probably write like mock storylines for each of the teams and seeing, I mean, hey, they probably all take a vote and are like, hey, which is the most juicy? What's the most exciting?
Yeah.
I mean, it really, to me in my head, I probably came down to either the Bears having the first overall pick, but then giving it up, and then Justin Fields, the hype around there, DJ Moore transitioning to a new team, or Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
In New York.
Yeah.
I think the Jets are a pretty good team for Hard Knocks.
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah,
new
Sauce Gardner
quarterback,
too.
Up and coming team. You've got a lot of good second-year players on that team to see their development in practice. I mean, I think
Brees
they're
Hall coming back from injury
Yeah.
even is a storyline.
Yeah.
It seems like they
in
go
a division that is really difficult.
Right.
So
It seems like they go after, the Hard Knocks people go after, like, kind of like bottom of the barrel teams or teams that have like a lot of like headlines surrounding
Yeah.
them. And so, the Jets are a good pick, man. You get Aaron Rodgers there, him and his ayahuasca tea, and it's just it's probably going to be brought up in that.
Yeah.
I'll put some money on it that they're going to bring it up.
Oh, totally.
Somebody's going to bring it up,
Well,
or like a
didn't
player.
did you see that he Aaron Rodgers voted to be in favor of psychedelics not being tested in the NFL? Like, remove them
I
from...
would not want to have psychedelics.
Oh my God.
There's no way, dude.
Start playing with psychedelics, man.
You
Out there on the
talk
field.
about seeing ghosts.
Crazy. Oh my God. Step onto the field for Monday Night Football. Just lights blaring all over the place.
What do you think, Ben?
I think that's a great idea.
A great idea. Why is it a great idea? I want your.
You
I want
just
your.
see people stumbling around on the field.
Oh, so you want it for entertainment?
Yeah.
From a TV standpoint, it'd be
Oh yeah, no, it'd be pure
marketing
gold.
gold.
Let's have a
Marketing
separate
gold.
game.
100%.
Let's just do
Just
the Pro Bowl.
no. Think about
How about
this.
put everybody
about-
on psychedelics for the Pro Bowl. I like
Yes.
that a lot.
Aaron Rodgers, come on the field, and he's just screaming at nothing. He's just screaming. Why do you go over there?
He's
Why are you
calling.
over
He's
there?"
calling for the
Balls.
Hat Man. He
exactly.
sees the Hat Man deep.
Aaron Rodgers versus the Hat Man 1v1.
Yeah, that sounds like a blast.
Oh man. But that being said, I mean, we had fellow friend of the show and friend Marcellus Hamilton on Threads added us, and well, no, I don't know if he added us, but he
We
made
talked
a-
about
yeah.
Aaron Rodgers potentially going back on another MVP run, and then that kind of sprung the question from there. The whole feed is on our threads. I brought up the point of like, hey, is this the best supporting cast that Aaron Rodgers has ever had around him?
That's a good question.
This 2023 Jets offense with Garrett Wilson, Alan Lazard, the corpse of Randall Cobb, Bryce
Corpse.
Hall,
Nicole Hardman,
Mecole Hardman, and
CJ Uzama.
CJ Uzama, a top 10 defense. I mean, hey, is this the best team he's been on? For me, it's either going to be this team or the 2011 offense with Aaron Rodgers. That was Greg Jennings, Jordy Nelson, Donald Driver, Randall Cobb when he was actually like Randall Cobb. I mean, in 2011, Rodgers threw for 4,600 yards, 45 touchdowns, and 5 picks in 15 games, or 6 picks in 15 games. So, I don't know.
James Stark's on that team?
I think that was the year that James Starks was on that
Yep.
team as well. I think that I can't remember if that was his rookie year or not, but that playoff run that he had was special.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the Super Bowl team. So that was 2010, 2011. Like that Jordy Nelson, Greg Jennings, Donald Driver. Still kicking around. I mean, those are some great teams. I would probably say also 2020 Packers. They had the number one most points as well. That was a big season for him and Devontae Adams. Defensively, I think they were 9th defensively. So if I'm not mistaken, I have it right here actually. So they were third in points, and then they were 9th in defense. So I'd probably say them. I'd probably put Jets maybe 3 or 4. The only other team I can think of is maybe like when Eddie Lacy, like prime Eddie Lacy. He was before Eddie Lacy,
Before he ate too many
Before he
cheeseburgers.
before he
big
ate too many
man.
cheeseburgers, he got a little big. Eddie Lacy was him. He was the premier
he
power
was.
back of the
Yeah.
league. So I think they'd be 4th. I mean, Clay Matthews in the defense. Clay Matthews, Charles Woodson. Were those early 2010 teams.
Yeah.
And then even like a couple other contributors, like what was his name? Shields was his last name. He was a DB.
Yeah.
Like beginning like Clinton Dix in his prime too. Who else? I'm trying to think of a couple other guys, but
I think this might be one of the best defenses he's had.
yeah, one of the best
Supporting
defenses
wise,
for sure. Yeah.
I think this is a pretty good one for him.
It's definitely so. I'd say top 3, top 4 for this Jets 2023 team.
Yeah.
But you never know.
Well, see, hey, this could be. I mean, you could see a career renaissance, and it's not even. And I say career renaissance lightly because I mean,
He's always
Aaron
been
Rodgers.
good.
He's a year removed from back-to-back
Yeah,
MVP.
yeah.
So, he had a down year last year. It wasn't the greatest Packers team as a whole. But hey, this could be a bounce-back year for a guy that's approaching his year 40.
He's just reflecting his mentor, Brett Favre.
Yeah.
It's the
As
same
long
thing
as
that
he
Brett did.
as
Went to
long
the
as he
Jets.
doesn't mess with
Jets.
welfare.
And then he's gonna go to the
Oh, yeah.
Vikings next year.
Yeah.
Just cause.
I mean, hey, Kirk Cousins is going to be finishing up
Aaron
his
Rodgers
deal.
and Justin Jefferson might be kind of crazy, man.
that would be lethal.
Oh my God.
But if they follow that same career path, I don't know, man. You might have to talk about.
Not sure I understand.
I don't know why that just went off. Siri wanted to join in.
Siri got a hot take for us?
Siri has a hot take. Let's not startle her. But if they went on that same career path, I think we might have to talk about like some scripts.
Yeah.
Yeah, some NFL scripted
Might have a whole
conversation.
episode devoted to that.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah. I do want to go on and I want to break into some grids.
Oh boy, this has been the newest trend
Going
in
off
NFL.
the grid.
Going
is
off
not
the
good.
grid. I like that. I like that
Oh,
little
man.
segment name.
Yeah, we're going off the grid, and this is gonna get a little intense because I just started doing grids the last couple days, just testing them out. It gets hectic. It gets
You're gonna-
hectic for sure.
You're gonna leave me and Nick in the dust.
Oh
over
my
here.
God. Yeah. I'm
I don't
screwed.
know. I mean, I haven't played.
over.
So the ones that we're doing, I haven't played. So, my dad says, stop talking about the freaking Jets. Rodgers is a freak. He will throw a crap load of interceptions. This is straight off the press.
I remember him saying
From my
that.
dad.
Tone.
Big Tone.
Shout
He-
out Big Tone.
Shout out Big Tone. Well, that's Tone's take. I don't know. if
Tone's
that-
take.
I don't know. I mean,
Listen, anything
Rodgers
can
is a
happen.
freak. I mean, he's a little weird, but he's good. He's a Hall of Fame quarterback.
can
I
happen.
Like I
mean-
said, a year removed from back-to-back MVP.
Yeah.
I can't say anything. Justin Jefferson has him as his number 2 ranked quarterback in the league. Did you guys see that
I
top
did
5
see
video?
that,
You can't
It
deny
could be a bad coaching combination, though.
Yeah, that's
Anything
true.
can happen.
yeah. You got
Nathaniel
Nathaniel
Hackett.
Hackett. We'll see. So that's Tone's take. Let's get into the grids. I wanna.
Okay.
This might get a little crazy here.
Do we have the same grid up?
I'm pulling it up right now.
Alright.
I don't know why I exited
I
out
think
of
this
it.
was I don't know, was this 8?
So this is grid number 8. If anybody, this is from Dynasty
No, it's
Daddy.
not grid. It's not grid number 8.
It's not grid number 8.
Let me go back. It's grid number. Nope, not grid number 7. You do the Dynasty Daddy talk. I'll
Was good. Dad says was good. He's chiming in.
Saying he's a has-been.
He's a has been.
He's still got that dog in him.
Still
I
got
think
that
so,
dog
too.
in him.
I think.
Yeah, I
It's
think
grid
so.
He's been
5.
talking
Grid
about
5.
McAfee. He's got that dog. I've been going on my. You know how he does like.
Hackett sucks.
He goes on those things where he's like, just goes off the grid. He just lives in darkness. Doesn't he
Yeah.
do that?
Yeah,
The
he
darkness
goes in that
retreat.
dark
the
room.
Hat Man.
I should probably
He's probably already on psychedelics.
That'd be
in all
pretty
honesty.
fun.
Man, he was on
Why
so
not
many
go on a
psychedelics in
darkness
that dark
retreat?
room, and the room
The
wasn't
Hat
dark.
Man.
Hat
That dude was
Man.
bright as
You know
hell.
who the Hat Man is?
No, what's the Hat Man?
The Hat
Oh
Man.
boy, we
whatever you want
we
to
went
be.
on like a 20-minute tangent about the Hat Man the last time we brought it up.
Yeah, it's like
What's the Hat Man?
it's kind of like Slender Man. You know who Slender Man is?
Did
There was a fake
Aaron
news
Rodgers
article
make
that,
that up?
no,
Oh,
the
no,
Hat
it's
Man
just
is
like
like a
a
TikTok
creepypasta.
trend or something like that. And there was a
Sounds
fake
fun.
headline that was circulating around that Aaron Rodgers went into the dark room to fight the Hat Man and then came out.
He came out alive.
He made it real about it.
That sounds yeah. I can believe that. I'll get on board with it.
So we're going to reference dynastydaddy.com if anybody knows anything of that website. NFL Immaculate Gridiron. To anybody that knows grids and whatnot. So basically, we're going to explain it to you guys. It's a grid. It's nine squares, 3 by 3 by 3. And so the teams that we have is
On the x-axis.
in the x-axis. We have Tennessee and Detroit, Tennessee, Buffalo, Tennessee, and the Florida Gators. Rams, Lions, Rams, Bills, Rams, Gators.
We have it on screen.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, nice.
I forgot about that.
All right.
Sorry. So we're gonna get started. So basically,
Everyone take a mental image of this screen because we're
Yes.
not bringing it back. So
Not bringing it
take
back.
a look, take a screenshot if you want to play along.
yeah, it's gonna be fun. Each day, Dynasty Daddy comes out with a new grid at 8 a.m. By the way,
Just like Wordle.
just like Wordle. So basically, to anybody who doesn't know what grids are, you guess what 2 teams this player has been on, and then it also has a college team, or sometimes they have like a stat, like MVP, who Drew Brees threw a touchdown to, stuff like that. So we're doing grid number 5 of Dynasty Daddy. Here we go.
All right.
Tennessee Lions. I'll have you guys take a shot at it first.
Can we just pick in any order, or can we? Are we going?
If you have an answer,
line by
shout it
line?
out. But
All right. I want to say for Bills Titans, I'm not taking the obvious one. I'm taking Roger Saffold because you can't use the same player twice.
So Roger Saffold.
Roger Saffold was a
Okay.
Buffalo Bill and a Tennessee Titan.
On laptops or like desktop, they don't add the percentage. Usually they have like a percentage of like how
How many people guess that?
how
player?
many people how likely it is, how rare.
Yeah.
There's like a rarity score at the end.
Can we all
Okay.
shout out the Bills and Rams at once? Okay.
Yeah.
Bills and Rams at once.
Mr.
Yeah, as Mr.
Bobby
Bobby
Trees.
Trees.
Bobby Trees.
Bobby
yeah, I was
Trees.
gonna say I felt like I knew where you're going was Bobby Trees. Robert Woods' presence, and I was actually doing a grid, and I had Adrian Peterson for one, and they have two. I didn't know there's two Adrian Petersons.
What?
There's another
That's
Adrian
a fun
Peterson
fact.
that played at the end of like the 2000s, and I clicked him. I got it wrong. I'm like, no way, I got this wrong. And it was the other one.
It was like Vikings Commanders, and you're like, I know this is true.
It didn't have it only had the date they played. So
That's
I thought I
interesting.
clicked on his like college days because that's like roughly when he went to college. I think 2007.
Yeah,
I
around
think, or
there.
like it was like around there. So I was like, oh, that Adrian Peterson. No,
Bills Steelers is also an easy one. Give me
Levi-
Emmanuel. Oh,
Oh.
you Levi Wallace?
Oh.
Yeah, we
I
can
put
use
Levi
Levi
Wa-
Wallace.
I was gonna say
I like
Levi
that.
Wallace.
I was thinking Emmanuel Sanders.
Levi Wallace. We could do Emmanuel
Okay.
Sanders too.
Let's see.
Now
Now this is where
I
it gets
might
hard.
know. Okay. Gators and Rams. Van Jefferson? Is Van Jefferson?
was Van Jefferson a Gator?
Gator?
Let's take a guess.
This is a wild
Show me
guess.
Van Jefferson. Yes.
Yes.
No
he was.
way.
Hey, let's
Nice.
go. Let's go, Nick.
Nice.
All right, Van Jefferson.
Pulling your weight around here.
Oh my
Let's
God.
go.
All right.
Lions Rams. That's easy too. Jared Goff. Come
Jared
on.
Goff. Yeah. Damn, this one's kind of easy.
Good.
Or I might have just jinxed us because
I
it
know,
might
we
start
still
getting
got
hard.
four
Screwed
left.
now.
All right, Tennessee Lions. Do we have a crack at that?
Oh, that one linebacker was Stephen Tulloch,
Show me
Steven
Steven Tulloch.
maybe. I think he was on. I just remember the jerseys. I remember the jersey
Yes.
colors.
This man Nick was worried about coming on.
He was like, I don't know if I,
I
can
don't know.
get
This man's killing it right now.
That's such a deep cut that Dynasty Daddy doesn't even have a
Oh my
picture
God, they don't have his
for him.
picture
They don't
on.
have a picture. They have a
He was
blank
good
face.
though. Stephen Tulloch was good. I
Yeah.
think he made a couple Pro Bowls.
Old Tully.
Yeah.
Steelers Lions. I feel like I have one for Steelers Lions.
I think recently a cornerback. I'm trying to think of who, but I can't.
Artie Burns? No.
Mm,
Try Akello Witherspoon.
who?
Akello Witherspoon. You know, he's a cornerback? No.
It wasn't a Kelly Witherspoon.
No.
Lions, Steelers. There's definitely someone that's like, it's him.
Yeah.
Try. I mean, so this is basically 1999
To now.
to now. Try Jerome Bettis. I don't know why.
Jerome Bettis.
Did he
played
play on
the
another team?
Lions?
Yes.
He played on another team.
Try
other
Jerome
than-
Bettis. It might work. I don't know. No. Okay. I don't know. It was worth a shot. I don't know why I was thinking he was both. I think Jerome Bettis was like 90s, 2000s.
Yes.
So, I mean, he technically kind of.
He played till 2005, but it did not.
Oh, I got
fit.
the Steelers Gators one.
Steelers Gators.
Marquise Pouncey.
Marquise Pouncey.
That's a good one. Oh, he was on that. He was on that team.
He was on the Gators team.
Were both Pouncey brothers?
Everybody knows about that
Put-
team. Yes, I think they were.
Yeah.
They were together on that team.
We got two more.
I don't think they both played for the Steelers though.
So we need Steelers, Lions, Titans, Gators.
Why?
I might be done now. I put in a little work for you guys. I think
Was-
I did that 3 now.
Titans, Gators.
Titans Gators. That's tough. Did Tim Tebow ever play for the Titans?
No.
No, I don't think
He
so.
was Broncos, Jets, Eagles, I think.
What team did he play for when he came back for like
Jaguars.
a week? It was
That was
Jags. that's right.
Jaguars.
at tight end.
Yeah.
Remember, it was tight end. He was trying to be a tight end.
He's a dog.
Like Tim Tebow. Show me the match, baby. All about the match.
Ugh.
Titans, Gators.
Are there any hints on this thing?
No, they don't give you hints.
Jeez.
Damn.
They don't give you hints. Ooh. Let's start just naming people. Don't look up any answers over there. I see you're grinning.
I'm not doing nothing.
Leave no.
He's like, you guys are stupid.
Stupid.
What about like Prince of Mukamara? I think Prince of Mukamara played on the
I just remember
Lions
him on
at
the
least?
Panthers.
Let's try it. You
I
wanna
know he was
try
on the
it?
Panthers at one
Prince
point.
of Mukamara.
And the Panthers and
He was
Giants. I remember
Bears.
him on.
It
Bears and something.
It wasn't Prince of Mukamara.
He was Bears, Giants,
Panthers.
Panthers.
Who am I thinking of then?
Gators.
Gators.
Gators. Oh my God.
This is where
It's where we start hitting the wall.
This is the stump that.
And
we
what
hit.
happens now? So we can't get it. What do we do now?
So you basically get 9 guesses.
I
Okay.
switched it to unlimited mode so we can just finish this grid.
We could just finish it. I'm not guessing these last 2.
Let me see.
Well, you could what's it called? It reveals them after your last guess.
Okay, here I got one. No, that's who I.
Who was it?
I'll give you guys a hint. He's a tight end.
Jesse James.
Oh,
Actually, you know what?
That actually kind of that works.
I think that does work. It does.
Oh, all right.
I was thinking Eric Ebron.
All right, so they give you the best answers for this grid. So for Lions, let me scroll up a little bit. So for Lions Titans, it was who was it? LeGarrette Blount. Rams, Lions, Josh McCown.
Josh McCown's a fair guess because he played on half the teams
Wait,
in the league.
this doesn't seem right. I feel like this is the wrong. This is the wrong grid. That's
I'll give you a hint
Javon Kearse.
for the Titans player. His nickname was the Freak.
It's Javon Kearse.
Javon Curse.
You got it.
So that was Titans Gators.
Yeah.
Yeah. The I
That's the only one
toggled
I knew.
I toggled the grid and it was giving me today's. So because I remember it, it was LeGarrette Blount and one other guy. So yeah, Steelers, Rams, Jesse James.
Yeah, that's solid. Or
All right.
No, Lions, Steelers.
Lions, Steelers. So yeah, that was our first grid. I mean, I do want to try some more in the future. I want to make our own.
Yeah, if we
And
came in with some
Get a little crazy.
deep cuts.
So yeah, that was our first grid. First time for everything. Fun little.
we got most of them.
Got most of them. I'm surprised by
Got
you.
most
You
of
were
them.
killing it.
That was solid. You picked up your weight.
So we're gonna move on. We're gonna go to our fantasy portion. A little bit of fantasy frenzy brought to you by Underdog.
Yeah, we got to get paid real quick.
Yeah, we gotta get paid real quick. It's not our official name. We're just kind of working things out.
I can go
But-
into it. Yeah.
Yeah. This is
we're-
our next segment.
We are proud to be partnered with Underdog Fantasy, and we want to talk to you about the biggest fantasy football tournament of all time, Best Ball Mania 4. Don't know what Best Ball is? It's simple. You just enter your Best Ball Mania on Underdog's slick mobile app, draft your team, and that is it. Yep, it's set and forget as Underdog optimizes your lineup weekly to create the highest scoring one. It's here, the Best Ball Mania 4, and it's your shot at a first place prize of $3 million. Get signed up on UnderdogFantasy.com or via the App Store with promo code BIGYAC, that's BIGYAC, and we'll get your first deposit doubled up to $100. That is Underdog Fantasy, promo code BIGYAC, BIGYAC. You must be 18 years old or older and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. And if you're concerned with your play, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY for help today.
Yes, sir. So that being said, something that's really started to pick up some steam in the fantasy community is Best Ball. And I'll give you guys a little bit of overview of what that is. So entrants select players through a snake draft. It's basically like a fantasy football draft, like a regular fantasy football draft. You could change the speed of the draft. There's a lot of entrants, and you can win money as well with this team. Entrants select players through a snake draft. In a snake draft, the pick order is reversed each round. In other words, entrant with the first pick in round 1 will have the last pick in round 2. Regular fantasy snake draft rules. For each paid entry contest, the entry fees, the prize pool, roster size, number of entrants, number of entries per user, and scoring are described on the information page for that contest. So it changes per host, per league. Entrants draft a team of players who accumulate points throughout the duration of the contest period. Regular fantasy team. At the end of each sport week, Underdog automatically selects the entrants' highest scoring players at the designated positions to be starters, quote unquote. And only those player statistics over that week are counted towards the entrants' accumulated score. That means entrants do not need to set their lineups.
Essentially, yeah. Your TLDR version of that is it's just like regular redraft fantasy, but you don't set lineups. It's just you have a whole squad of players and your top quarterback, your top 2 running backs, top I think 3 receivers, top tight end, and then your top 2 or 3 of the whatever's left of your wide receivers, running backs, and tight ends will automatically be slotted as your point scorers.
Yeah. At the end of each best ball contest, the entrants with the highest scores are awarded prizes based on the prize pool allocation for that specific contest, as noted on that contest specific information page. So that being said, before I tried out a little best ball drafts, I'm in 2.
They're addicting.
They're addicting. They're exciting.
They're really fun because they're like 3 or 4 person drafts, and it's season long for the ones that start right now. So it's like you have your team, and then you put in, and they have like $3 drafts, $4 drafts, $5 drafts, or even like getting up there for like $25 drafts and whatnot. Like Best Ball Mania 4 is a $25 draft, and that's like their big one. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no. Then at the end of the year, you just collect all your winnings from whatever you put in during the year, and then they also in season do the weekly ones too. I remember making a few bucks off of a couple weekly drafts last year, but honestly, I really do like how Underdog does it. I mean, they lay it out for you nice and simple, and it's fun.
Yeah, it's really fairly easy to use. As long as you're 18 or older. Ben, you're gonna have to lock in with us.
All right.
You don't gotta. We're not saying drop $100.
You got me.
Yeah, you got me. Yeah, we sold you.
Ben, you
Our
gotta
pitch.
you gotta drop $50 into Best Ball real quick, and then do all the.
I don't know about all that.
This is Big Yak
Maybe if
hazing.
somebody bought photos from me, then.
Oh.
Ayo.
Ayo.
Someone book a shoot with Ben so we can sign him up on Underdog.
There you go. So on Underdog, they have their updated 2023 fantasy football rankings. Before you do a draft, you have to set your rankings as well. You have to come up with your own rankings. So, that being said, for Underdog, this is by, let me try to get the name, Hayden Winks of Underdog. His rankings are as follows. For July, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Cooper Kupp, Christian McCaffrey, Austin Eckler, A.J. Brown, Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, Nick Chubb, Saquon Barkley. That is a 10-man format. What do you guys think of that?
I think I have Christian McCaffrey over Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp is a little high, I feel like.
Yeah, he's
I agree.
third. He's third. He's projected third overall.
Yeah, that's a bit high.
It's a little high.
That's 3 receivers before Christian McCaffrey too, which on the 49ers, I think he's easily RB1.
Right. I have McCaffrey over Kupp. In all honesty, I don't know, if this is a hot take or not, but I might have Austin Eckler above Cooper Kupp. I don't know if that's a hot take or not.
I don't think
But
that's that high.
Austin Eckler was the
that's
number
fair.
1 fantasy running back.
Yeah,
last year.
I would agree, honestly, because he is another player that helped me out a lot last year.
Yeah.
PPR wise,
PPR guy.
really good, and I picked him again this year.
Yeah.
So
I would argue Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek
Over
Hill,
Cooper Kupp.
I've seen him go top 5, top 3 even. It depends on who you like at receiver. I mean, Tyreek Hill last year, before the Tua injury, was on pace. Probably, I don't know about best receiver, but he was on pace for number 2.
Yeah. Well, didn't he finish as wide receiver 1 last year?
Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson.
Yards wise, Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, I think Jefferson was number 1.
Yeah, he had like 1,800.
Yeah, no, just Jefferson was number 1 on this. I'm pretty sure. Tyreek Hill though was top 5.
I think he was 2. With
Or
yards.
no, I have it right here actually. 2022 finish 8.
Tyreek Hill was?
I think it was 8th.
8 like ranking wise, or like
2022
stats-wise?
finish he was 8th out of all fantasy players.
Oh, okay.
Fantasy
You're talking about
players.
fantasy.
He was wide receiver
Okay.
3. I
Wide
have
receiver
it pulled
3.
up. Justin Jefferson was 1. Devontae Adams was 2.
Yep.
And then Tyreek Hill was 3.
Yeah. What about Devontae Adams? Do you think he's a little low on this list, or do you think he should be higher?
Where was he at?
Devontae Adams is 8. He was 8. Right behind Tyreek Hill at 7.
I think he's got to find his identity with another quarterback
Jimmy
that he's
G?
got.
Yeah.
If he can figure that out, then obviously he's got the talent, so he could do it. But
Do you
just
think
have
that's
to
a
figure
fair
that out.
rating?
I think so right now.
Yeah,
Just given
right now.
And honestly, we still don't even know if Jimmy G's going to be ready for the season. If he's going to be
Yeah.
a Raider.
Who's their backup?
Aiden O'Connell, rookie quarterback out of Purdue.
You know, a couple names that are not on this list. Travis Kelce.
That's criminal.
That's
Yeah.
criminal. Travis Kelce isn't here. Would you argue Stephon Diggs?
I think a case can be made.
Case could be made. 12-man for sure, Stephon Diggs. I think Diggs is like 11 or 12 for me.
Yeah, like right on the outside.
Kelsey,
Top
I've
10.
seen Kelsey go from like 3 to like 12 in a 12-man league, or even
If
like
it's
3
tight
to
end
10.
premium, then
even not tight end premium, man. I think he's a first-round pick. I think he's,
He wins fantasy games.
I probably have him like
Travis
9 or
Kelce
10.
wins fantasy
Yep.
games for you.
Another couple notable names: A.J. Brown over Tyreek Hill and Devontae Adams.
I don't know about
That's
that.
interesting. A.J. Brown finished as the 18th best fantasy player last year. His ADP is 9, but his ranking here is 6.
I think they're expecting maybe a big jump.
If
That
I'm being
second year with Jalen Hurts.
if I'm
second.
being
Yeah.
completely honest, I'm having Tyreek over him and Adams over Brown. That's me personally. I'd probably swap
Yeah.
Brown. I'd probably put A.J. Brown maybe like in the 8 to 10 range.
I hear you for that.
Yeah. Saquon Barkley finishes out at 10. Last year he was the 10th best finisher in fantasy points. I mean, another year he was successful last year. His comeback kind of started last year.
Yeah.
Revitalized in that Brian Dable offense. Do you think Saquon Barkley is a first-round pick in a 10-man?
I think he's right there at that 9-10 turn.
Yeah. I think he is the 9-10, possibly. I can even see swapping him out with Kelsey, honestly. If we're in like a 12-man, I think Barkley goes, around there.
Yeah.
But it all depends on your preference. I mean, if this is PPR, that's another thing you got to think of too. I mean, Barkley does catch the ball, but I mean, you get a guy like Stephon Diggs, who I'm pretty sure has been leading the league in receptions the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Since 2020, I think he's legally in receptions. So that's another fact. Not vouching for Stephon Diggs. We also have the Best Ball Mania 4. We mentioned that. Their rankings as well. Those are a little bit different. So that's Jefferson, Chase, Kupp, McCaffrey, Eckler.
Up at 3 is still so high
Yeah.
for me.
A.J. Brown at 6, Tyreek Hill at 7, Adams at 8. This one has Tyreek Kelsey. Wow, that's a crazy name.
Tyreek Kelsey.
Travis Kelsey at 9, Nick Chubb at 10. So this one has
Nick
Kelsey.
Chubb
Oh, they put
snuck
Nick
in
Chubb
there.
up. They
I
put
like
Nick
that.
Chubb
Yeah,
up in
Nick
there.
Chubb.
Well, hey, with no Kareem Hunt, this might be a monster year for Nick Chubb. Honestly, I think you're going to see him in the first round of a lot of fantasy drafts.
I
this
like
year.
him, and I've been doing some mocks in a redraft, and I have the 11th pick, and he hits at 11. He's there at
pretty
11.
often. That's an
I'm taking
easy,
him anytime.
Yeah. If Travis Kelsey's still there at 11, I'd say either him or Chubb is a perfect
Was
grab.
Josh Jacobs in that top 10?
No, neither top 10.
That's my
Josh Jacobs.
that's my running back 1.
Yeah. What do you
What do we
think about that?
Josh Jacobs?
See,
Is that criminal?
it is, and I'm gonna wave the flag for Josh Jacobs because I again, he's in the prime of his career right now, and what is stopping him from having another top 3 finish?
Yeah. Wasn't he
Nothing.
number 1 in
Holding out.
all-purpose yards for running back?
He was. He
Yeah.
led the league in rushing.
He
Yeah.
was he finished as the RB3 in PPR too, only behind Christian McCaffrey and Austin Eckler.
That's another
Why is
name.
nobody
Man.
talking about Josh Jacobs going off it for another year?
I think they're just scared of that Vegas offense. I mean, I don't know.
For me, that kind of excites me even more for Josh Jacobs because I
They're
think
gonna
they're going
run
to
him
have
a
a
lot.
run first.
It's that, and I think it's contract too. There's talks of him possibly holding out. But then, what's the situation for Barkley? Barkley's in the same hole.
Right. I think the deadline already passed where they didn't meet a deal.
Yeah. Interesting.
Interesting.
So those are rankings. A couple steals in the best ball. Players' current ADP. Jamal Williams, current RB 42.
That's insane.
That is insane.
Especially with Alvin Kamara's suspension pending.
That's a steal.
For best ball drafts. You can probably snag him. This is right around 126 overall.
Right.
You can snag him in the 8th or 9th round of a 10-man league and be set, be golden.
Brandon Cooks, wide receiver 43, 85th overall. He's going to an offense where he's going to most likely be the wide receiver number 2.
There are not 42 wide receivers better than Brandon Cooks. That's another insane one to me. He's going to be, like you said, wide receiver 2 across from CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb's going to take in all of those double teams, take everything in. Yeah, I see. Like
I keep
the,
mentioning
the Michael Gallup train is derailed.
Derailed.
It'll ever be derailed.
Really? You're a Michael Gallup fan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
You know him?
Yeah.
He's your best friend.
He's your best friend?
I wish. He seems like a really
You
cool
have his
guy.
jersey.
Oh, unfortunately.
What about Tony Pollard?
Tony Pollard. I mean, I've seen Tony Pollard sneak. I've seen him as high as second round, early second round. in
But
some
now,
rankings. I mean, now you
Zeke?
take away Zeke.
yeah, you take away Zeke.
He could be in line for a top 10 finish if he
I think so.
wasn't already. I'm not too sure off the top of my head.
You could just see how much better he was than Zeke last season. Like when he would carry the ball versus when Zeke would carry the ball.
Zeke is just, his prime was just.
Yeah, I think
It's not there anymore. He's
No.
just not there. It's
Tony Pollard just had so much more explosiveness when he carried the ball versus Zeke.
Tony Pollard 2022 ranking. All right, I got the Tony Awards. That's nice. I don't want the Tony Awards. I want Tony Pollard. It's not giving me a ranking.
That's an underdog for you right there. That's another person that I don't think people talk about. Tony Pollard.
I think he actually did have a top 10 finish last year. I think it was like RB9.
I think he did.
In terms of fantasy points, he finished as RB8.
RB8, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. He could be another steal, man. No Zeke, unhinged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing holding him back. Stays healthy.
Cowboys have always had good running back schemes.
That's
for
true.
Running the ball.
That is
He's
true.
Always had a good consistent run. I
Good
remember
offensive
Marion
line.
Barber.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Marion Barber. And then one last steal, Elijah Moore, current wide receiver 44, 87th overall, right behind Brandon Cooks.
And I think this one is definitely plays into the best ball where you can kind of take a flyer on him. He's on a new team with a quarterback who now has a full offseason with his new team under his belt. And is stepping in and can probably challenge that wide receiver 2 spot across from Amari Cooper right away. The only thing standing in between Elijah Moore and wide receiver 2 is Donovan Peoples-Jones, and I think Elijah Moore is just the better talent.
Mhm.
So we'll see.
Yeah, I really like that trade that Cleveland did for Elijah Moore. He just wasn't working out with the Jets.
He's-
I mean,
This is going to be his 3rd year in the league. There's the limitless potential for him. He's a 2nd-round pick, so.
yeah, and I think Deshaun Watson, we start seeing a little bit more of his former self. So let's hope.
Potentially.
Potentially. We don't know. Maybe we get another, another version of what we saw last year is possible. We don't know. But if he... I
The
think he
Browns
does
are going to live and
improve,
die by Deshaun Watson this season, regardless.
especially with that contract. I mean,
Yeah.
most fully guaranteed money in the league. I mean, with a guy who came off a...
Not playing.
Not
for 2
playing
years.
for a while.
So yeah, I mean, I like that. Elijah Moore at 44. I mean, is a guy who has either gonna boom, or he might fall on the depth charts.
Yeah.
We don't know, but I think he's a good risk to take.
Good risk for best ball for sure.
Yeah, best ball. So that was a little bit of our fantasy segment. We're gonna, rebrand it a little bit. We didn't really have a name for it last year during the season. We just kind of said like fantasy time, fantasy segment. I really want to have like a good segment name that sticks.
Give it a name.
Give it a name.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah. I think that's about it. Is there anything you guys want to add before we head out?
Nothing broke while we were on air.
How's everybody's weekend?
It was good.
Yeah,
was pretty
everybody's
It was-
I went to New York City.
You went to New York City?
Yeah.
I went to Rochester.
Yeah.
I had a blast this weekend. I didn't do nothing this weekend.
I had a blast.
Yeah? What'd you do?
Not a lot of sleep.
Not a lot of sleep. Oh.
Oh,
does that mean?
partying?
You going out
to
partying,
grad
man?
parties?
Yeah.
Or
It was a grad party weekend for sure.
I remember my grad party
Ooh,
tour.
remember them days?
Monday, oh wait, no. Sunday and Monday I was out in Lockport all night.
Lockport, huh?
Yeah, Sunday Saturday I had a grad, I think 1 or 2 grad parties. I think 2. I went on like an 8-game undefeated Pong streak.
Attaboy.
Easy.
I'm the champ.
Attaboy.
That's right. That's right. We
We
only
started-
hire winners at the Big Yak.
And it was in Lewiston, so we started shooting some dice.
Oh, not the
Oh,
dice.
man.
A Niagara Falls thing. Me and Terry, we were just rolling.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
man.
Shooting dice with the Lewiston kids? Oh, no.
Jesus.
Were you
That's-
running their pockets?
That's robbery.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh.
That's
I came
robbery.
up- Sunday I came up at least 50.
Okay.
Did you have like
All
their
right.
Did you have their cash apps out? Like,
Oh yeah, no, like
run us the cash apps.
we were running it. We started running cash. We were just doing 1s, 2s.
They ran out of
5s.
money.
Ran out of money. There, I was like,
It's like they
run
run
it
the
back for
ATM.
cash.
Run them pockets.
I was like, run it back for Cash App. They were like,
Bet.
all right, bet 10. And I was like,
Oh man,
I'm
yeah.
in.
When you bust
Yeah,
out the
Lewis
cash app,
and
Bill,
kids,
I'm
that's
in. Hit first roll 4, 5, 6. They were like, damn, damn.
Rigged.
I know. And then Sunday we went to Lockport. I think we were originally gonna go to Lancaster.
God damn.
Jeez.
Oh no, that was last week. No, we
Doing
went
the
to
grad party grand tour.
Exactly. That's what I like.
Tour
to
Are
do.
you just showing up to like random kids'
Oh,
grad
yeah.
parties? that
Oh,
you-
yeah.
You guys have like a group chat? You get like addies? And you
No, that is actually
No,
what we
it's-
do.
that's what we used to do.
Yeah, I think I had a few
Like,
randoms
we
show
got-
up at
we
my
had
high
our-
school
we
grad
had our
party.
party group chat, which we just like all party together, but like they just find us random addresses. And we went out to this one in Lockport, and we just showed up, and they were all like, "Who are these guys?" And we're like,
Who the
All
fuck?
right.
Yeah, we're here for the grad.
we're here for Brandon.
"No, I convinced like
My name's
3
Kyle.
or 4 people." 'cause
We're family friends. Yeah.
I live right out on Newfane. Like, what do you mean?
Not
No,
Newfane.
You know how they get, So they were really easy to convince. So I told them all, like, I just made them all believe like they all knew me. I walked up to this girl walked up to me and she was like, "Who are you?" And I was like,
You don't know me?
"You don't know me."
Who are you?
It was me and my best friend, and we.
Was it Mikey?
No, it was Mikey, but no, it was Christian. That we were there with, or that me and him, we were just sitting right next to each other. So I was like, "She doesn't remember us?" Like I kept looking at him, and I was like, "She doesn't remember." Like back
putting-
like 2 years ago, you don't remember what we
Putting
did?
on a gaslighting
Oh my
masterclass.
gosh. It was
Riz
hilarious.
God, the next coming of the Rizzler.
No,
The
that was.
Rizzler.
I was just having a great time.
Oh.
Pong runs got ruined that night because we had to switch houses. We were at one house,
Switch houses.
but the girl didn't ask her grandpa that to have a party there. So she had like 30 kids there.
And then had to kick them
Papa
out.
showed up with a shotgun or something.
No,
What are you doing?
Yeah.
grandpa was not happy. So we had to move. Left all the Pong tables there. Left all the like everything. Moved to this
Papa
house.
was mad.
Yeah, we moved to this house that didn't have any Pong.
Pissed.
We moved to the house that didn't have any Pong, and then somebody said, "Oh, I'll go back and get it." Went back, grabbed the smallest table there.
Oh.
So we couldn't even play Pong because they didn't grab cups, they didn't grab balls, they just grabbed one small fold, like the small version of the white tables.
Oh, I know.
I
what
was
you're talking about. I have
angry.
one of those, and it's
Yeah.
it's useless.
And then that was Sunday, and then Monday we went back out in Lockport for one of my friends' sleepovers, and we had Denny's at like 1 a.m. in the morning.
Classic. That's
Oh, yeah.
classic. I
I
mean,
hate
that
that,
was
man.
summer 17 for me.
I hate Denny's. I talked about it on the show before. Denny's. Each
Never
time,
getting a Denny's sponsorship with the Big Yak.
No, I really don't like Denny's.
No, because
love
every time I
Denny's.
eat Denny's, it goes right through me, dude.
No, What do you mean,
Dirty
no?
Denny's, man.
What do you eat
Dirty
at Denny's?
Denny's.
Dirty Dan.
I mean, depends what time I go. If it's like early, like I mean, it depends what I'm feeling. Like I haven't gone in
Yeah,
like
but,
a couple of years.
What
like
are
2
you
years.
eating at like? Well, let's say 1 a.m.
1
What are you eating
a.m.
at Denny's? What's Mike Paretto's Denny's right
I
now?
mean, I usually play it safe. I go like chicken fingers and fries.
Oh, so you're a weirdo.
I'm not a weirdo. I
Who's
mean,
that?
it's playing it safe.
You ordered
that?
chicken fingers and fries at
at
Denny's?
Denny's?
Yeah,
Okay,
no, you
that
are a
is-
weirdo.
No. The chicken fingers are low-key good, but at 1 a.m., those things are like this small.
I don't know, maybe like a burger.
What?
Burger at Denny's,
Breakfast,
I don't
bro.
know.
You're on
breakfast.
him.
It's
Oh
a
my
diner.
God.
It's not
Yeah, I
a
know.
restaurant.
But it's like
I used to
I'm not
always
really
just get
craving
pancakes.
breakfast food. I'm craving like
Then why are you going
a
to Denny's?
big old. I'm a,
Yeah,
a,
what
bur-
are you
a
going
big
to
old
Denny's for?
burger because 24 hours you can sit in.
I'd rather go to
It's
McDonald's. if
I'm
It's
going
not
to
so much-
Frankie's at that
Yeah,
point.
go to- if you
I
want
will
a
not go to
burger-
Frankie's. No.
Frankie's what?
What's wrong with Frankie's?
Frankie's Donuts.
Frankie's Donuts?
Yeah.
Ever
You don't like
since-
I know
Frankie's
they've had their
Donuts?
Listen.
problems, okay?
What's wrong
They
with-
had their problems.
Okay, they've had their problems.
I've
So-
spent many a drunken night
Hold
at
on, hold on.
Frankie's.
Explain your story.
Explain-
What
okay,
is
so
Frankie's Donuts?
listen,
What is
I've
wrong
been
with
there multiple times, but I saw when I was there.
it? Uh-huh.
I don't know if I can say this story out loud.
No, you
I
can say
don't know.
it.
I don't know. Should I
Trust me.
say it? Sure.
Is it bad?
It's
Is
not
it-
that bad. It's not like
the
it's
end
not
of the
vulgar.
podcast. I don't think anybody's listening.
All right, so it's my 22nd birthday,
All right.
and
Oh, this was recent.
this is recent.
This was like a year ago.
Yeah, so I was there. It was like kind of COVID,
Yeah.
restrictions.
Oh,
we went
2
to we
years
went to
ago.
we went to TAP. Well, it's now called Archives, the bar in Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
Great bar.
And I was with a couple friends, and we were with this girl, and I'm not gonna say any names. So we were with
Your
this
girlfriend
girl.
might be watching. Just saying.
We're with this girl, and we walk in, and this dude cuts us in line.
Oh,
So
instant
she
hands.
starts saying some stuff to him.
is she drunk?
She's drunk. She's
Oh, yeah.
she's blacked out. I'm like,
now you're like,
yeah,
oh,
I'm like
shit, I gotta
buzzing.
defend now.
I'm like buzzing. So they start going back and forth. True story. I put this on everything. I put this on my grandma.
Okay.
I step in. I'm like, all right, guys, let's calm down. We're at Frankie's. We're just trying to get a sub. Like, let's relax. And he was, and he like, I was just trying to, separate them. I looked down.
Uh-oh.
Buddy had his hand, like in his, jean
He's reaching.
pocket.
He's
Not even
reaching.
jean pocket, in his pants. Was holding a gun.
Okay.
All
And
right.
showed it to me. Like, he was like, what's good, bro? I'm like, I'm just trying to get Frankie's, man. I'm just trying to have a good time. It's my birthday. Like, let's just relax. I was like, you can go ahead of us.
No wonder he's cutting people in line.
And he goes, he said he
Strapped up.
was like, I just got out of jail. I've been in jail for 6 years.
This
I'm
is
just
over
like,
some
Then he probably
It's
shouldn't have
over a
been
sub.
flashing a gun. 'cause
Yeah.
he's probably on parole.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, I have a crazy story about a guy who just got out of jail. So my dad's truck got stolen. Like, you remember back, like January, like that really bad blizzard for
Yes.
like a couple
Mhm.
days.
yes.
I unfortunately came into town for that.
Yeah, no. So the night before the blizzard is about to start, like the night before, some dude who. Every time I tell my friends, they all laugh at it. It's a funny story, but the dude just got out of jail, right? And
Might be the same guy.
it could have been.
It could have been the same guy.
I don't know. He just got out of jail for something like carjacking or whatever. And the night before
course,
the blizzard,
naturally.
he just robs my dad's truck, right? Just off the street. Like it's
Gone.
just gone. Like we wake up, no truck.
And it's
there.
gone.
I think I remember seeing
And
this on like
you
Niagara
probably-
Action.
You probably did because
probably did.
this dude drove it out in the middle of a blizzard. Drove it out, just going for a joyride. I don't know what he was doing. Went out to the reservation and then just blew it up on the side of the road.
Blew it up.
Oh my god.
Like,
Yeah.
What do you mean blew it up?
like
It like
gasoline.
like it was just
Like bomb?
in the middle of a blizzard, just like
Kaboom?
it was just on fire. It was just a
Like-
truck.
That sounds like something out of GTA.
That's what he just went on a joyride
It
with
seems like the mission where they go
with a
back
2005
to where Michael
Chevy
and Trevor are
Silverado.
from, man. You're driving through that
Extended.
blizzard and you're getting shot at.
Oh my god.
Yeah, oh my god.
That's it.
That's crazy.
No, it is crazy. It's just
Did the guy get
No.
caught? Oh, so your dad's car just got blown up.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Did he call Moore's Mutual?
Yeah, he did. He's making me look for his because we're about to go down to Florida like beginning of next month to give me a car because you guys have seen my little
minivan,
my
is-
hoopty that I drive.
Hoopty.
2006 Toyota Sienna with 211,000 miles on it.
Still
Hell
kicking.
I know
yeah.
it's kicking.
Hell yeah.
For 211,000, it's kicking.
Thing's used.
Oh, it's a
Used
hand-me-down.
and
Lightly
used.
used. That's like one of them Facebook Marketplace posts. Lightly used. I know what I
Lightly
got.
used.
No low balls.
No low balls.
No low ball offers. man.
3,000 OBO. you
Oh
know.
yeah.
Oh,
It's
my
it's a
God.
hand-me-down,
That sucks.
hand-me-down. My mom gave it to my brother, and then I got it from my brother. It's, after
family
you get it
car.
after you get it from Frank, it's not a good story. That thing's been through it.
See, we tried doing that, like, real quick. I mean, we had a car. My brother had a Dodge Stratus. It was like 03 Dodge Stratus, first car, and got passed down to me when I got my license. And I'm like, all right, first car. Me and my dad fixed it up. We put a new battery in it. And prior to this, we were like seniors in high school. Used to drink beers. That was a beer drinking car because we couldn't do it in the house. We go out in the car, middle of winter,
That's-
sneaking beers.
The van is the hot box.
Yeah,
And
the
mobile.
hot box.
The what?
The who?
The hoopty?
The hoopty.
The hoopty is I call her Susan. Susan B. Vanthony.
Eve Anthony. Oh, that's creative.
Yeah, that's, everyone loves it. The girls get a kick out of it.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Oh,
It's either hit or miss, really. It's just like you tell them you drive.
Riz God.
You tell them you drive a minivan. Either it's an instant block or like,
It's like, ooh.
oh, that's
Oh.
cute.
Yeah. We tried fixing it up. We took it to a mechanic right before we put it out on the road just to make sure it's all right. He goes, yeah, this car's it's a driving death trap. I said, how so? He's like, we go under. He lifts it up. We look under.
Frame destroyed.
Frame is
Yeah.
decayed. He was like, I got about
Lightly used.
You got about like 100 miles before this thing falls out.
Before it
and,
just cracks
and
in
your
half.
son is probably gonna die. So I'm like, all right, well,
What a thing to tell a
All
And
right.
so I was
So,
like, all
brick on the accelerator over the gorge. That's what
so we scrapped it, got like a couple $100 worth of parts, put it towards the new car.
Yeah.
Got Chevy Impala.
Yep.
There you
Ayo.
go.
Yeah.
Man, you've had a lot of cars.
Yeah.
I can't.
4
wait to
cars
go.
by the
of
age
cars.
of 24. I mean,
Wow.
My first car
Yeah.
was an 03 Oldsmobile Alero. I don't even
my.
make those anymore.
oh
My
my.
Oldsmobile's in business anymore.
No, it is not. Oldsmobile is
Oldsmobile.
not around.
That sounds like a beater.
Oh, it was great. It ran and drove. It
She
was
was
great.
she was a tank.
She was a looker. She was like that nice, like
2003 you
tan
said?
beige.
Oh, you
yeah,
were in high school in like
it was.
what 2016, 2017?
Yeah, I graduated in
He's like
17.
13 years old driving.
Oh
it.
yeah, so that's about mine's 18. But the van is, or I guess
It's as old as
17.
you.
Yeah, it's a year younger than me. I think.
Yeah.
You guys came out of the womb together.
Exactly. We're like twins.
We're born. We're
Me and
linked.
Su- Me and Susan.
I've still got my first car, the Expedition, the bus.
You have it out
Ford
front, right?
Expedition. No, I didn't drive it this time. It was parked in, but
Wait, what are you
Yeah.
driving?
the 4Runner, my mom's car.
Oh.
Lucky
But-
son of a gun.
Yeah, that thing's still kicking, man. I remember the one day I pulled into Bank of America and the rear end blew up. I had to put a new one
He
in.
still texted. He goes, Impala, great car. I'm like, you still watching?
Tones take.
Tones take.
It is a good car.
He
Chevy
said he was
Impala
like,
is-
why can't I go back on the podcast?
We don't talk about that.
We have our reason. We have our reason. You know what the
He's
reason
still
is, Tone.
blacklisted. He's still blacklisted.
Yes. All right. That's all we got for today. Next week we got episode 54 next Wednesday. Thank you, Maranto and Emerge. Thank you, Matt Johnson, BICBP Radio Network. Thank you, Nico. Thank you, Nick, for coming on. Thank you, Ben. Everyone.
Thank you, Mike.
I guess.
Yeah,
yeah.
Mike,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
What, what did I do?
You talked a lot.
Thank you, Tone, for your contributions. I talked a lot.
Yeah, that's good.
That's a good thing.
I don't
not
want
a
to
bad
talk,
thing.
man.
We're thanking you for doing the.
Some days I
doing
just
the
want to
leading.
like be off the side and just watch.
We could switch. Hey, we could switch.
You want to switch?
Switch spots some of these days.
Get crazy. We were thinking about doing a girlfriend's podcast.
Ooh.
Oh God.
You just gotta get a girlfriend.
Dang.
No.
Wow.
Like, I didn't mean like
Crazy
I didn't mean
shots
like-
fired.
I didn't mean it
Oh
like-
my God.
Listen. I can work something out.
You
Just
know,
for like, I make like a 1 day pass, like girlfriend pass. Like,
Yeah,
I'll
just
tell
bring-
her, I'd be like, we could date
The Rizzler.
7/31.
Just bring one of the flings.
2023. He just loves it. He
He said, we
calling me
can date. Like
He's a
I'm
Rizzler.
telling you, we can date. We
I'll
got the
date
Rizzler
you
over
on
there.
July 31st, 2023.
After that,
Um,
your contract is
From
terminated.
7 p.m. to 9 p.m.
It's like a retired NFL player. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm
exactly.
signing a 1-day
Sign
contract.
a 10-day.
It's a 1-year contract. It's just.
I will
can't
start
get
my own
locked in.
podcast.
That's your dad.
My dad said he'll start his own
We gotta get
podcast.
your dad on.
We can't. He's blacklisted.
I want to meet him.
You can meet him.
I can meet him.
You probably did meet him. He probably gave you your diploma. No, he didn't. He wasn't there. I lied. We had our
Yeah, I
wedding.
was about to say.
My brother's wedding. All right. See you guys next week. Thank you guys for listening. Please sign up with Underdog. Big Yak, code Big Yak. Follow us on Threads, TikTok, all that. See you guys next week for episode 54.